Okay, welcome back, everybody. What an amazing episode one. A lot of controversy, a lot of feedback, and now the list of people that want to join the show keeps growing, and we're excited about it. But our next guest, it wasn't scheduled, but he was able to come into the studio, and we're going to touch on a couple very controversial topics that came up during episode one. But I'd like to welcome my next guest on the second episode of the podcast. Why don't you come on in? Andrew Crawl in studio. Come on in, Andy. Listen to that crowd. All right. Andy, welcome. Get all situated.
Thanks for
Get
having me.
yourself up. Yeah, nobody could hear Matty. So we did a couple sound checks, and I think we're all set now. Andy, welcome to the show. And before we get into the fantasy football, which is really what we want to talk about, I wanted to cover some things. I know you listened to the podcast. I think you listened to it several times, and you enjoyed it. But let's talk a little bit about what came up, and I'll call it the elephant in the room. Few things. UG came up, right? Uncle Gary's name came up a couple times, and Matty brought it up, talking about his mental capacity, and should he still have a team, and maybe we should do some tests. He also brought up another owner, which I won't bring up now, but I'll let him come in and defend himself. It was Pat. But I tried to get Uncle Gary into the studio. He wouldn't come into the show. Do you have any? I mean, give us your opinion on Matty's comments. Have you seen anything other than the obvious with Uncle Gary, where we might need to maybe do some testing or have somebody come in and take a look at him?
Yeah, so with Uncle Gary, the first thing I'd say is there's you know what to expect when Uncle Gary's in a room with you. I don't think it's getting worse though. I think it's the same as the status quo.
So he's always been like this.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he has donkey brains.
I never said donkey brains. I said his.
And if I may, your oldest son picked him to ordain his wedding, so
that's a great point, and that's over a year out.
I'm sure there was an interview process for that.
That's a great point, Andy. I didn't think of that, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing that up, and I think that's a great point. But we'll keep an eye on it, and we're going to have Uncle Gary in. The thing that concerned me is that I tried to schedule it a few times with him, and I don't know what he has going on, but there were conflicts, so we couldn't get him in studio. You were available. We wanted to bring you in anyway. You're a core member. We like talking to the core members because now we have the expansion. But you're a core member, and you know a lot about the league. You haven't performed at the level I think you're happy with, but you're familiar with the league and the owners. So let's dive right in. Let's put Uncle Gary aside. Let's put Pat aside. We'll deal with his capacity issues, and let's just say we keep an eye on him. But one other question I brought up with Matty: if he starts the season 1-5, do we take the team away from him? Does he finish out the season and we see maybe he's hostile, maybe he is volatile? Do we take any action if he's 1-5 and he's not? He doesn't feel right. Doesn't seem right.
I understand where you're coming from. He's brought on little Gary as a co-owner, who I don't think knows anything about football, but he just studies statistics. So for the past 10 years, we've been talking about if we're going to leave someone you call Punchy Pat.
Yeah.
We've talked about...
Well, Matty brought him up.
I mean...
Matty said CTE, and I said we don't throw that around. But Matty's the one who made the comments, and I don't argue with him, but it's just about... But if Uncle Gary starts 1-5, he's already on probation for performance, I mentioned in episode 1. Do we do anything to maybe... With little Gary, that's a great point. So we have somebody to step in if he deteriorates throughout the season. And I think that's a great point that Matty didn't bring up, and it's his brother. You think Matty would have brought it up?
Maybe, yeah. So I'd say we let him finish off the year. We give him that. It's kind of like a retirement tour.
Oh,
but
okay.
Instead of a retirement tour where like you go to a stadium and everyone gives you a big round of applause, it's kind of he's kind of not a fan favorite, and he's also had his struggles in this league, and despite saying he would dominate.
What record keeps him in the league next year?
500.
Oh.
7-7. But here's the thing.
He's not getting the 7.
If we look at our list of people who would replace him, it's not a great list.
That's true.
It's a bad list.
That's true.
You know,
so you keep a bad owner just because there's no other bad owners behind him.
I think we've had a discussion in the past when it comes to Pat, where it's kind of fun to have someone who you can kind of toss around year to year. But I think Uncle Gary's going to fight his, if I may, his team is terrible this year again.
Terrible. Matty picked him to beat week 1. He's at 35% already.
I don't understand
awful.
What his thought process is in the draft, or if he still thinks Roger Staubach is playing.
Well, if he does, then that goes back to the capacity issues and do we do anything about it?
I understand you're the commissioner. If I may, if I can give a suggestion, I think we should do a Wonderlic test.
What is? I don't know what that
is. It's a test that NFL players take when they enter the league. And I think it would be good to test people's mental capacity.
I don't. What's the what's it called?
The Wonderlic.
And what do you do?
It's just a general. It's pretty much an IQ test.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think so. All right, so let's do this. Let's, as commissioner, maybe I'll put it to a vote in the league. If he's not 500, or if we see some deterioration, we institute the Wonderlic.
I also think we should administer
2026.
I also think we should administer CAT scans.
Well, that goes to Pat. That goes to Pat. Yeah. Could Pat take a Wonderlic test? I mean, would that work? Does that
I'm not sure what Pat knows outside of interest weight.
As I said, he walked into the draft. He had no idea.
He looked a mess. He's been living in Belmar all summer. I don't know what's going on with him. No. I see him once every 6 months.
Let's table the Wonderlic, and we're not going to make it a rule, but we can bring it up. And I love the name. But let's put that aside. We've covered Uncle Gary enough. Hopefully, he finds his way into the studio to talk about some of these allegations or accusations. But Andy, let's go to you now, right? So we went over Matty's record, which what shocked me when I dove into Matty's record was not so much. It was what his regular season looks like versus he's in that final game almost every year, and he wins that final game 5 times. I mean, that's just, and 3 times since expansion, I guess, right?
Yep.
So let's look at your season, and what I'm able to do is maybe compare it a little bit to Matty's numbers if people don't remember. So your regular season record, it's better than Matty's. It's far better than Matty's. In fact, it's 63-45. If you recall, Matty's was 55-52-1, right? So you have a better regular season record. Matty already said that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Matty's happy being 7-7, right? And going to the playoffs and then winning. Matty had 6 top 3 finishes. You have 4. That's still respectful, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Here's where I thought was I don't want to say it was sad, but it's what makes Matty the greatest and what makes you maybe a league disappointment. You since 2017, the expansion or whatever, when we got on the app, you've been in the playoffs every year. I don't know how many buys you had, first round buys, but you've been in the playoffs every year. Matty had 6 out of 8 years. Every year you're in the playoffs. And here's and you know this more than anybody. 1 title. The title was in 2017. Right? Matty has 3 championships. He beat you last year head to head. Right? What's going on?
Yeah, so first off, I would trade my regular season record in a second for Matty's playoff record.
Well,
And, it's disappointing. It's a mix of, bad luck and just fantasy football. Matty wants to talk about how much of a genius it is. There's a lot of luck involved in fantasy football, especially with injuries. I'd compare myself to a little bit like a Mike Tomlin type coach who has, 1 championship.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's in it every year. And then I'd compare Matty to like a Tom Coughlin.
See, I hear what you're saying, right? I hear what you're saying, but I look at your roster and I look at Matty's roster. It's dramatically different. So you want to talk about injuries, and you're right? I had CMC. I have again this history. Well, you said injuries. You said luck plays a huge part.
Yeah.
Matty thinks chemistry plays a huge part. Matty thinks the draft plays a huge part. Matty's team on paper is so much better than your team right now. Right? Your Hampton in the backfield is a huge question mark. I don't know when you drafted him, but it's a huge question mark. If you got him earlier or if you picked him earlier than the 5th round, it's a mistake, right? Right? And Dak Prescott, who doesn't run anymore.
He had a bad night.
Yeah, but Dak's not going to put up the numbers. I just, you talk about injuries. No one's had more injuries than me, yet I perform year after year. I think Matty's comments hold more water and have more merit than saying, hey, it's luck, somebody twists an ankle or gets hurt. Look at Xavier Worthy last night. Runs into Kelsey and blows out his shoulder, right? CMC gets injured on the last practice of the preseason.
Yeah.
So it is injury, but your draft this year was terrible. It was terrible.
If I may, first off, that's a matter of opinion. And if you look at Matty's team, it is a 2-quarterback league, Superflex, and his quarterback 1 and 2 are C.J. Stroud and Cam Ward.
All right, I'm gonna.
That's a bad quarterback group for a 16-team league.
Yeah, but if you look at Matty's core, it's stellar, right? So we're gonna go. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it in a minute. But I want to go back to your record because it's an impressive record. But I think it highlights. I guess it highlights your inability to win in the big game, right? I mean, so average finish is 3rd place in 8 seasons. That's exceptional.
Yep,
exceptional. Never more than 9 wins, which kind of lines up with Matty. Matty had 1 win over 10. Most of them were 7 wins, right? Matty's average was 335.9 points a week, which I thought was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yours is higher.
Yeah.
At 343.8. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That even that to me is I don't want to say you should be embarrassed about having won titles since 2017, but you have probably the best average week after week of any team in the league. But when you get to the playoffs and you get to the championship game, you fold.
Okay, so I think if anything, that shows my ability to draft a good team. And
go ahead. I'm gonna get to your draft in a minute, but go ahead.
If I may, it's a matter of last year Matty's team was amazing. It was one of the best teams we've ever had. He had the better team.
You go. I'm gonna pull up the teams, but you go. Go ahead.
If I may, I think last year was I thought I was gonna win it all. I got a bye week. My team was hot, and I had Saquon Barkley, who was unbelievable.
Yep.
And
he ran into that game where it didn't matter.
What?
Is that where you lost when it was week 16 where he
No, I think he had a decent last week. I had in the championship I had Terry McLaurin, who he finished as like a top 12 receiver, so I don't know what the scoffing's for.
Okay.
But he had 2.5 points, so that kind of killed me in the championship. Okay. Yeah, and
I would argue you're resting a championship on Terry McLaurin. Who's not even, I guess he's the one receiver in Washington, but he's not
last year.
What did he finish wide receiver?
I don't know off the top of my head. Probably a top 15 wide receiver.
All right, that's your championship game receiver.
My second receiver.
Who was your first receiver?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But
well, that tells you something. That tells you something too.
If I may,
I'd love to meet you in the championship if that ever happens.
On the last episode, I watched it maybe 5 or 6 times. It's just great content.
Of course it is.
But I want to dispel something real quick. Matty claimed that I tinker a lot in the playoffs.
He did.
And here's the thing. In the playoffs, I play my guys. And some guys, they let me down. It is what it is. And, there's nothing I could do about it.
Okay, so it's not the owner, it's the players.
Well, I play my guys. I don't tinker and play some bozo.
Yeah. Blame
also,
everyone else but
if I may, if someone sees you in the first round of the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs, they are licking their chops.
You're talking about me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, it's not about me. You're the guest. We're talking about you, right? So don't worry about me.
I feel like I walked into a firing squad.
No. I just what jumps out when I go through the history and the numbers, right? I'm a numbers guy. You should have 3 or 4 championships.
I have nothing to say about that.
There's
nothing I could do.
So you won 2017, right? So we talked a little bit about. I'll call it your failures, right? So 2017, you win the title. Do you remember who you beat? Do you remember anything about that?
I believe
year?
I beat Jack Fatone.
Okay, he's not in the league anymore, so we just say Jack.
And that was actually the last year of the 6-team league I won, I believe.
Okay, so before expansion, you haven't won since expansion. I understand. That's telling.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So you had Johnny, who probably didn't pay attention.
Okay.
You had Matt. You had Uncle Gary. Maybe the puppet master for Matty and Mike. Even though I think we
Are we
just
going to
felt
talk
that.
about that?
No, we're not. We talked about it at week in the first episode, and I think we covered it. But I think we made sure that I think it's a myth. It's not reality.
Oh, can I? I think I think I could gather.
All right, go ahead.
6 to 10 people who would be willing to testify in court that Uncle Gary drafted a team for Matty Kroll, and they won the championship that year.
Do you know what year that might be?
It was.
You're saying people will sign affidavits?
1,000%. I don't know if Pat can read at this point in his life.
Well, that's separate.
And John, I don't know if he
wouldn't sign anything. So now you're down to 4 people that
Jack would, Mikey would, Uncle Gary would, Aunt Stacy might.
Really?
Maybe Julia might.
Was Aunt Stacy a witness? She was part of it?
I'm going to break that for you. Matty was at a Pop Warner football practice.
Wow.
Where he played against second graders in the 5th grade. And he asked Uncle Gary to draft his team. And at the end of that year, Matty won the championship.
Oh, my gosh. So okay. Well,
if Matty didn't win the championship that year, I wouldn't bring
Uncle Gary will crawl out from under whatever rock he's under right now and come to the studio and talk about this, right? Even though, is he a credible witness or,
Yeah.
But Matty told a beautiful story in episode 1 of sitting around his house in Tinton Falls. And I almost cried as he talked about it. And sitting around as kids writing down the names. He said, who knew these players except for him? He did his homework. But you're telling me that's all a lie.
One of his championships, it is a lie.
Do you know what year that was?
It was his first championship, if I had to guess, between 2012 and 2014.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get Uncle Gary in here. I don't know when, but we're going to get him in here.
10 years ago. You think he remembers?
I don't.
Okay.
But... yeah. Okay. Well, maybe Aunt Stacy comes on.
Maybe.
You're saying she was there?
I'd assume she was there. The draft was at his house.
Assume. Okay.
I remember he walked in with I think he wore number 22 in Pop Warner football for the Chargers.
Wow.
And he was a 5th grader playing against second graders.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess this isn't going to die on the vine.
I'd put my entire reputation on this.
Wow. Okay. All right. More to come, folks, on this Matty Championship UG Puppet Master controversy. So more to come. So let's put that aside for a second, right? But we're going to get Uncle Gary in here, like I said.
Yeah.
Let's just go back over your championships, and then we're going to get into some matchups and talk about maybe some of your picks for the Week 1 NFL kickoff. 2019, you lost in the finals. Who'd you lose to in that game? Do you remember?
I believe Mikey. I lost to Mikey in 2019 and Matty last year.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get to that. What happened in 2019? Do you remember any of the game? Do you remember the team?
When you lose in the finals, you have to be a goldfish, and you have to kind of forget about it and move on to the next year. And, I don't remember crap.
Maybe you need a wonder lick. Do you ever think about that? Maybe you need a wonder lick if you don't remember. 2019 was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No memory of the 2019 loss.
No.
Okay. How about last year's loss to Matty in the finals?
Last year's loss was
what happened?
I had a great team.
Oh, Terry McLaurin happened.
Matty had a great team. Malik Neighbors scored 90 points against me. Ooh. Joe Burrow scored 88 points against me.
Joe Burrow's is good.
I know. It happened. Matty had a really good team last year. I won't contest.
Well, I
believe he was 13-1.
It was his best year ever. He lost to Christian. Was his only loss. We talked about it. Matty's team last year, I compared to that Villanova basketball team during the NCAA run where there wasn't even.
I'd almost argue it was like UConn women, where they just dominated.
Well, now you're going. UConn women don't dominate anymore. I'm talking about.
You said Villanova. That's
Villanova. That was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever.
10 years ago.
All right. I think the Villanova analogy is a little better, but let's talk about your draft.
Yeah.
Right. What I look at your team, Andy. Right. Let me go to your team.
Yeah.
Tell me your when you go into the draft.
Would you like to say my team name?
No.
Okay.
When you go into your draft room and your war room, what are you thinking? What's your mentality? What pick did you have this year?
I had the 3rd pick.
Okay. Good. That's a good pick.
I liked it. And in a super flex league, I was hoping they wouldn't go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but they did, which I expected.
Yep, but you got to expect it.
So yeah, so I took Jamar Chase, who is the best position player.
That's fine.
League.
All right.
I was happy.
And then it's all downhill from there, it looks like.
In your opinion?
No, it is. Go ahead. Keep going.
And I took Devon Achane at the wraparound. I believe David right before me sniped Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes had a good week.
I would have loved him as my quarterback.
Yeah.
And then third round, I took Bo Nix, who I think
third round you took Bo Nix.
It's a super flex league, man.
Third round.
Who's your quarterback one?
Don't worry about my team. Bo Nix is your third round pick?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through your team. Achane, you talked about. Bo Nix, you talked about.
Yep.
Jamar Chase. My only issue with those three is Bo Nix, you probably could have got 2 rounds later.
You think so?
I do, personally. Right? What's Hampton's first name? Omari? Omarion.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not good.
Do you want me to spell it?
No. I don't want you to spell it. He had 20 points.
He had a tough week 1.
So you're starting a rookie.
It's common with rookies to start off.
Yeah. So, but you started him anyway. You have DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf 5 years ago was average. Right?
Yeah.
Evan Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that? Jacoby Myers?
Yes.
Oh, God. Dak Prescott had 21 points. So Hampton and Dak had 21 and 20.
Yep.
That's great. 2 of your players. Now, let's go to... When I looked at your team, the first thing I thought about was Matty talking about chemistry. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Rashid Rice is suspended.
Correct.
How is he in the locker room?
He's good in the locker room. He's just not great behind the wheel. And,
okay.
Okay. In the locker room, he's fine.
All right. So the chemistry, you got a problem. Right?
I don't believe that's true.
And I want people listening throughout the world, throughout the country, right? Tony Pollard's on his bench. Tony Pollard's on your bench.
Tony Pollard's a good...
Oh, my God. I had Tony Pollard. He's awful.
IJ Spears is out for a few weeks. So
awful. Warren?
Yeah. Boring, but he gets the job done.
What's he get, 32 points a week?
If I need a plug-and play, he's a guy I could take. Yeah.
Daniel Jones. Oh, my God. Andy, your team...
quarterback.
He's a good fantasy quarterback. Yeah? One more shot to the head, he's done.
I agree.
And Joe Mixon's out.
Yeah, Joe Mixon was... I took him late, hoping, maybe, but it's not looking good.
So let me ask you this. And right now you're at 40% against Pat, who you've basically said has brain damage. Right? And needs a wonder lick to be allowed to be in the league. CAT scan. Yeah. So he's at 60% right now, though. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're projected 280 points.
I know. Yeah.
Right? 281.
Tough start for my squad.
Okay. Now, but you think that's a good draft?
It's tough to say because it's my own team, but I've been happier with drafts in the past.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Like you're being honest a little bit. Go ahead.
When Rashid Rice comes back, I think I got a great team.
A great team.
Very good team. I think Hampton.
All right, now you're very good. You're not great anymore. You're good.
I'm very great.
Okay, you're good.
Very great.
Okay. So, all right. So we went through your roster, which I think is bad, right? And not only do I think it's bad, AI thinks it's bad.
That means nothing to me.
Yeah, it does, right? So what do you think your power ranking is?
I'm well aware of what my power ranking is.
What's your power? Why don't you tell the world what your power ranking is?
I am ninth.
Ninth.
Now,
only person behind you is who?
Uncle Gary.
Uncle Gary.
The millions of viewers watching will understand that those post-draft rankings, they don't mean anything.
Well, they have a guy who might be thrown out of the league for performance ranked 9th. I think that validates the AI power ranking system.
Yep.
And you're saying AI... No?
I'm not making that generalization that AI is no good.
Well, who do you think does the power rankings?
They've done it for 10 years before AI was a big thing. I think it's stupid.
So I'm going to give you I'm going to lead this conversation on a positive. You're second in the waiver wire.
That means nothing to me.
Well, you can get a player. You can make some moves and get rid of some of these. Why don't you drop? Why don't we drop right now? Why don't you do it live on camera? We could drop, I don't know, Daniel Jones. Right? You could drop Warren. You could drop Pollard. I don't think anyone was picking them up. So you're second in the waiver wire, right? Which I think is a positive.
Yeah.
But I looked at the waiver wire, Andy, and there's nothing out there. Nothing out there. So I think this year, more than any year I've ever experienced, and I've been doing this a long time, right? Nothing. If you have injuries this year, or if you don't have a deep bench, which you do not have a deep bench, you're going to have problems. Not just you. I'm saying any owner. If we look at, was it Christian that had Worthy? Who has Worthy?
Christian, yeah.
Worthy might be out 6 weeks. Might be out the season if he tore anything in that shoulder. And now what do you do?
If I break my leg, I break my leg.
Well, you break your leg. You break your leg. But I think it's the waiver wire is thin. There's not a lot out there. You might see some guys. What's the who was the receiver for the Chargers? Was it
Quentin Johnston?
Went off, right? So somebody, I don't know who has him or if anybody has him.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but somebody will pick him up.
But he played great.
But somebody else had 12 targets or something.
Keenan Allen had a lot.
Keenan Allen, but somebody already has Keenan Allen.
I bet, yeah.
So let's get off of your bad team, right? And let's talk about the league, right? So I asked Matty similar question. I mean, I didn't ask him this specific question, but who do you generally trade with? Who are you comfortable trading with in this league? Because it's not easy.
I like trading with my father because
thank you.
He has an interesting view on fantasy, and I think I could take advantage of him sometimes.
Oh. Okay.
There's a few guys I will never trade with.
And who's that?
Because they overvalue their players. Uncle Gary is the big one. He thinks all his players are the best players in the league.
Again, that's why maybe this Wonderlic test.
I completely obliterated Christian in a trade last year for
Bijan Robinson. Do you remember the trade?
Not off the top of my head, but it literally is the only reason I had a good year.
You don't remember the trade?
I got Bijan Robinson in the trade. That's all I remember.
Okay. Well.
And yeah.
Okay, so let's look at the league. Who scares you this year? What team really scares you this year? I know who scares me.
Matty's team's good.
Matty's team's good, yeah.
His quarterbacks stink, but
yep.
And it's a super flex league. And here's the thing. Quarterbacks win. Quarterbacks win you championships. They win you games. And Matty's team is really good besides the quarterbacks. And that's important in a super flex league.
So here's I think you're right? But listen, here's where I don't know if you're. There's only a few quarterbacks that dominate on the ground and in the air.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. So you're not going to get, like you said, the first two picks were the guys you wanted that score all the points, that run and throw and score touchdowns, both on rushing and passing, right? They're not there. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be there. There's only a couple of them. Here's where I think you're wrong about Matty's team, right? CJ Stroud had a bad year last year. I think he's going to have an okay year. I don't think he's going to go nuts. I told Matty that when he was here.
Yeah.
He's got Saquon.
Yep. Saquon's
right?
Great.
He's got Bucky Irving.
Great.
Right? He's got CD Lamb who had 53 and should have had 100.
CD's great. Yeah.
Should have had 100.
Costed my Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
I like more. Bowers, tight end.
Is great.
I mean, that's a core team. Travis Hunter, who, listen, it's a good gamble.
I mean,
it's a good gamble. Yeah, it's a good gamble.
Congrats on Travis.
But that core could win him games just even if his quarterbacks play mediocre.
Okay.
Right. You don't agree?
I think it's a super flex league, and he should have drafted a quarterback before round 8.
I don't know who he drafted. Well, he got Saquon. He was the 9th. He was the 10th pick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm still mad. I took CMC before Saquon. He took Saquon.
I would have done the same thing. But
well, that's why you and I don't win championships, Andy. So So who does scare you? What team this year scares you?
Matty's team's good.
Yep.
Ryan's team's good.
Ryan had a good draft. He'll mess it up.
He just had a son, so
he'll mess it up.
He'll go 8-6 and lose in the first round.
Yep.
Christian's okay, but he's boring. I mean, he'll go 7-7, lose in the first round. Mikey's team's pretty good, even though he had a really bad start to the year.
Mikey's team's
he had a really bad start.
It's not good. His team's not good. It's not a Mikey team.
Here's the thing about AJ Brown: he missed all of training camp. No one. And
Mikey's team's not that good. It's not. Usually has a good team.
I think his team's pretty good.
It's okay. And I want to get off this Christian conversation, right? Everybody talks how
couldn't agree more.
He's okay.
Yeah. I completely agree.
I mean, it's like Christian. He does nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Maybe if he spent less time studying estrogen and he focused more on fantasy football. That's what his PhD's about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So let's go through your first 6 weeks. And here's why I think you should be a little concerned. Mm-hmm. You're already down to 40% against Pat, which really is not that much, but you have a couple big players that didn't perform. So that hurts, right? Mm-hmm. So you're probably going to lose week 1. Is that right? I mean, your big Dak Prescott did nothing. Your running back didn't. That's true. It's true. But the lineup's already set.
Of course, yeah.
You're not getting Pat not setting his lineup, I'm saying. So you're probably going to lose week 1. You got David. Junior, right? So his team's pretty good. He's projected to win week 1, right? You got UG, that's a W.
Bye week.
Right? It's a bye week. Here's your problem. Ryan, me, Johnny, right?
I don't think that's a problem at all.
So here's where you really get kicked in the teeth. Then you go Johnny, Chi-Chi, Mikey, Matty.
Yep.
You could be 0-6, maybe 2-3 at best, 2-4 at best.
Well, how could I be 0-6?
Well, I'm just talking about. Well, no,
I mean 2-4.
2-4, yeah, 2-4. But are you concerned? I mean, your season might be over before it even starts.
Humbly on what will happen in the first 6 weeks. With Rashee Rice comes back week 7, and that's big for me.
Mm-hmm.
So putting that into factor, tough week so far. I think I go 5-1 the first 6 weeks.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't see it.
Yeah,
you're losing week 1, so you're going 5-0.
Pat might look at his screen after a night out at Donovan.
That's one game.
Accidentally take out Justin Jefferson.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, if I lose week 1, I lose week 1. It's not. I'm trying to be more level-headed this year.
I appreciate. Not being so aggravated.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Why don't you give us some predictions for the season? Who's in the playoffs?
Fantasy or non-fantasy?
Who's in fantasy?
Okay.
Who's in the playoffs?
Okay, so I'll do 6 for the playoffs. It's going to be me. It's going to be Matty. It's going to be Mikey. It's going to be John, Ryan, and you.
No Christian.
No.
Okay.
Christian loses.
And who's in the finals? Honestly, your team's not a finals team. Let's be honest.
I think it's me versus John.
Oh, okay. You're losing credibility.
What do you want to know my score prediction for me versus John?
Sure.
It's over by Sunday at 4. So I think I win by 200 points.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know where you.
Rashee Rice is a wide receiver 1 when he comes back. I have the best player in fantasy, Jamar Chase.
Okay.
And Achane is amazing. Hampton's going to get going. I fully expected Amari and Hampton to start off slow week 1 against the Chiefs defense is really tough.
What about Dak?
Dak hurt. CeeDee Lamb dropped.
He did.
Some wide open.
No, that was another 6 points. We got another 6 points. So I don't know if that's turned into.
Well, he had no touchdowns.
No, I hear you. But
I think he played pretty well.
I thought Dallas played pretty well, and I think they should have won the game actually. Okay, so now let's we're running late on time. I wanted to do some of your thoughts on matchups. Do you want to take a look at some of the matchups? And while let me get to why don't you throw out some thanks to our sponsors?
Okay, the first sponsor of today is Big Ten, the official conference of the Dave Kroll podcast.
Yeah, lovely. All right, thank you, Big Ten.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all. We couldn't land anything else.
Yeah, we'll get there. So let's. I play UG. He's at 37%. I don't think we need to go through that. I think Matty and I did a little bit.
So 360 to 190, you win.
I like that. I think
Matty's just clinging on to his father and his former co-owner.
Okay. Wow. Ryan takes on Christian. He's already beaten the daylights out of him at 75-25. Yep. Christian's got problems with Worthy being hurt. He's got Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy put some points though. He didn't play Williams on Dallas at 43.
Yep.
That might be the guy I was talking about before.
I'm anti Purdy. I think he kind of stinks.
They don't have any weapons. If CMC's hurt, they're in a lot of trouble.
Do well.
Kittle will do well, and Pearsall guy will do good.
Yeah.
But you think Ryan want to know after week 1?
After Worthy, if you asked me before Worthy put up a 0 and got hurt, maybe I say Christian, but I like Ryan's pretty good.
Ryan's bench is bad.
He's got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. That's going to be.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry was, I don't know, he got him fairly late. He's gotten Chua.
Yeah, when I picked
Cook.
When I picked Achane, I was between Achane and Derrick Henry.
Ryan's bench is awful. His bench, Robinson now might help, but
I don't think Robinson will be that good.
Well, if CMC's hurt, I'm saying.
Yeah, they have Gorendo.
Yeah.
Jordan James.
Do we want to cover Matty and Mikey since Mikey's at 19%? He's in the red already.
Similar to the Christian matchup. If you asked me before Thursday, maybe I say something different. But this was a nightmare start for Mikey.
But I'll tell you what, he could be at 5% if CD catches those 2 balls.
Yeah. AJ Brown, CD, 1 catch.
Here's where this is where I say Matty's scary. If Stroud does anything, if Travis Hunter does anything this year, McCarthy's a who knows what he's going to do.
He's playing JJ McCarthy?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is Matty's at 81%. And Barkley didn't even play that well, and CD Lamb dropped 2. CD Lamb could have had 80
Mikey's
points.
team was rough this week.
Mikey's team's awful. It's awful.
Well, he had 3 guys in the Thursday night
Josh
game.
Jacobs, come on.
Everyone knows Thursday night's going to be a sloppy game, the first game of the year. People aren't going to play that well. And he played 3 guys.
I know, and I will tell you.
He's clinging on to George Pickens. Mikey told us in our group chat, 2 guys he loves this week, George Pickens and Xavier Worthy.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and it's on tape, so I can't deny it. I really liked Pickens.
Yeah,
and I still do. But I thought on the first episode I said 12 targets. I think he had 6.
You could say he kind of got robbed of a big catch because the pass interference.
Yep,
he was open for a 60-yarder. That would have been a bomb.
Yep. I still think Pickens can have a good year, but he threw up 16 points, which is just brutal. But the whole second half after the delay, nobody did anything.
No, it was tough.
So, I mean, they were going nuts earlier. So here's a good matchup: you and Pat. Pat's at 60%.
Yep.
Pat's team is awful. Pacheco with 11 points, he's still at 60%.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a little bold prediction.
You need 95 out of Chase.
I was about to make a bold prediction that Jamar Chase scores 100 points in the first week versus.
He might.
Cleveland's defense is terrible.
Yep.
Their pass rush is good, but their secondary is awful.
Yep.
And they literally throw 50 times every single game.
Okay, so what's the score at the end of Monday night? What's the score of this game?
I think I win. I'll be modest. I think I win 310 to 260. Pat puts up a dud.
All right. His team's bad.
I don't think his team's that bad.
It's okay.
Pacheco's bad.
It's okay. I mean, Jefferson, Jefferson's healthy. He's good. And then let's go this one, Johnny and David. David's at 67%. Mahomes had some good numbers. Kelsey did okay, actually, 27 points. Who did he have? Who's this? Devontae Smith, 10.5 points. How do you start him?
Yeah.
How do you start him?
It's pretty bad.
How do you start him, Johnny?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And he's clinging on to Kelsey. It's not 2015.
Well, Kelsey had 27 points for a tight end. That's okay. But who wins that? David wins that?
Yeah, I think so.
For the first time, I think
had a great game. I like. Oof. Tyreek Hill is washed. Zay Flowers stinks.
Daniels is good.
Daniels is amazing. David's quarterbacks are excellent.
I tell you what, though, David's. I think I looked at
Ridley's
so
good.
No, here's who I was talking about.
Oh yeah, Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown is going to go off now. They don't have any. If Worthy's out, for
instance, depends on Worthy's.
I mean, that's a great. I don't know when he got Hollywood Brown. He didn't even play me at 52 points.
No, Hollywood Brown was on waivers in a couple of my leagues.
Yeah. So that's on David's bench. So he's going to swap him out for, I guess, DJ Moore. Who knows?
The only thing about Hollywood Brown, he's going to get the opportunity if Worthy's out. He's not that good at football.
Yeah, but
so
he needs
might not
catches.
Even
He'll get 50 points.
Like I like DJ Moore this year more than Hollywood Brown.
Well, I don't know about that. Not with Worthy hurt. I think that's silly.
I like
so David's want to know at the end of this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my little brother John has a tough one here.
Yeah.
First, my other.
And how's David this year? He gets a lot of criticism. He's projected 344 right
playoffs.
now. Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's tough. It's tough before week 1.
Yeah.
To predict playoffs. His team's not awful. Yeah. I think Tyreek Hill kind of regresses. I actually have a little bit of a bold
prediction. But you think he wins week 1?
I think Jalen Waddle outscores Tyreek Hill this year.
I have
the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. I like Waddle.
I think Hill's time is almost up.
Okay. Interesting.
For the first time in 4 years, he wasn't named the team captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
Tyreek Hill.
Well, they hate him.
Appears to be.
Yeah.
And Tua's got donkey brains.
So speaking of, that's a great segue, Andy. Why don't you tell the world the big news this week out of Rutgers?
Yeah, so I was named the team captain of my track and field team.
Okay, let's move on.
I completely agree.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Yeah. Congratulations on that, and I did want to mention it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
So I'm going to do what we did with Matty, right? We're going to go through a speed round. I'm going to give you some topics. First thing you can think of, throw it out there. Yep. Who's the top scorer this year? Player.
Jamar Chase again.
That's what Matty said. Yeah. Best record. Who has the best record this year?
Me. 10-4.
10-4. You'll have the best record at 10 wins in the league.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And who's the biggest surprise this season? Owner?
Player, owner? You. You go 8-6.
Oh.
Yeah.
8-6?
Yeah. That's a big surprise for you. I mean, you're a 500 at best.
Usually I am. Yeah, I've looked at my stats. So, what's your favorite destination for travel?
We go to Maine every year. That's probably my favorite vacation. I'm well traveled domestically, but abroad I haven't traveled much.
Favorite actor?
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, okay. And Andy, this is a little bit of would you rather, right?
Yep.
So would you rather have no nose and you just have a empty hole? Yeah. Or no legs?
Probably no nose. I mean,
really? Everyone's can't wear a mask.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'd like to think my girlfriend would stay with me.
Oh, I would think not. I would think not.
Yeah.
No nose, huh?
Yeah, I'll take my legs.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right. I guess, obviously appearance is not that important to you. Superpower, Andy, what superpower are you going with if you could have one superpower?
Maybe teleportation. I'd like
that a superpower?
I'd think so.
What superhero teleports? I guess some of them do, right?
I don't care about superheroes. I mean,
well, it's a superhero question.
Maybe
who's your favorite superhero?
Not a big superhero guy. Maybe Iron Man.
Oh, all right, that's a good one. Yeah. What's your favorite natural disaster?
Pompeii.
That's a really good answer. That's a really good answer. You know why it's a good answer? Because if you said something like Katrina, where like 5,000 people died, even though I think Pompeii, I don't know, well, probably more than
Vietnam was his favorite war. I mean,
yeah, and we lost, which is I thought about it. I didn't react.
I don't think there's ever been a war that's divided our country more than Vietnam.
Yeah, and we lost.
Yes.
Yeah. Pompeii, that's a good answer, though, because Katrina is controversial if you say that or if you say something worse, right? All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Pompeii, even though wiped out an entire civilization.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, the stuff falling and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I guess, unless you're there, and then you're burning alive. What's your best place to eat, Andy?
Gabriella's in Red Bank.
Okay. All right, Andy, this is going to be a little controversial, and I'm going to try to work it in.
Oh, boy.
Marry and kill.
Yep.
Celine Dion, Cher, Kathy Bates.
What am I, 90? 22 years
old. Those are your options, Andy.
All right. I'd marry Cher.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess you're.
I'd F Celine Dion.
Have you seen Celine Dion?
It doesn't matter. What are the options? Kathy Bates is.
Well, I think you'd want to be with Cher, and then you'd kill. Kathy Bates is dead.
It's just a question for me. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah. I think most people would probably say, "Listen, I'm shooting Kathy Bates."
Here's the thing: Kathy Bates would also be a really easy kill.
Yeah. No, but I don't think there's any. I mean, you're killing Kathy Bates. You're walking in the room. You're like, okay, I think I know what's going on in this room. I'm going to have to make 3 choices. Kathy Bates is one of them. I'm killing Kathy Bates.
That was fascinating 3 names to ask a 22-year-old.
Well, I didn't want to throw out new select. I wanted to make it a little difficult for you. But so you're actually.
It's kind of a lose-lose situation whether I'm. Whether it's between Celine Dion and Kathy Bates.
No, I'd kill Kathy Bates. Have you seen her lately? She lost all that weight.
I haven't.
And listen, I love Kathy Bates. I'm a huge fan of Kathy Bates. But Celine Dion has some kind of disease. I don't know what she has. And I love Celine Dion. I don't want this.
She might cast a spell.
I'm not trying to make fun of her or what she has. What?
Nothing.
And then who was Cher?
Yeah.
And you said you would marry Cher?
It's kind of.
She's been with like 700 men, by the way. Just so you're aware.
It's kind of a lose situation.
But you're marrying Cher and you're having relations with Celine Dion, and you're killing Kathy Bates.
Correct.
All right, there you have it, guys.
Yep.
And gals. So, Andy, I want to thank you for coming on. I know it was short notice, but I'm glad we got some insight into. I think the highlight and what we'll take home, which I think might be implemented, is the Wonderlic test. I think that's going to happen. Yep. And I think it needs to happen to get all this, all these accusations just out. And
how about a polygraph for Matty about his fantasy?
Oh,
fantasy's history.
Wow. All right. Why don't we leave it at that, Andy? I want to thank you for coming in, and I think episode 2 is a wrap. Yep. Thanks for coming in. Good luck this year. Yep. All right.